You cannot tell me that NVIDIA and Intel partnering together is not going to absolutely just remove AMD from the entire market. I am fully aware that AMD is going to be able to stay afloat as far as consoles go and CPUs go, because let's be honest, dude, AMD is like owning the CPU market, and they also own the handheld market, which seems to be booming right now, especially in the emulation scene of everything. But they're also booming when it comes down to the Asus ROG, the Legion Go 2, I think is what I'm thinking of right now. And then obviously all the consoles like the Xbox, the next generation Xbox, and the PS6, which all those leaks in regards to the PS6, dude, that is absolutely bonkers. If everything that what's his name there, the leaker guy, I'm forgetting, Moore's Law is dead. If everything that he ended up saying about the PS6 is true, I'm going to be honest, dude. I'm legitimately going to end up getting one. And this is coming from somebody that has not bought in a console since the PS4. And yeah, I know that hasn't actually, it has been a minute since then, right? It was like 10 years ago at this point. Your boy's getting old here. Lastly, really, of course, your ad block. I'm going to go ahead and remind me later there, bro. And you can also remind me there later with your ad block. However, really quick, I do want to say something. I am not a news channel. I am just a guy sharing stuff like a friend would. So if you do not like the more conversational style of content, then I am not the channel to watch. So first up, we're going to be going over the RTX Super series of graphics cards. I have to say it that way every single time. I know it's probably really irritating and annoying, but it's just such a meme at this point. RTX 5080 Super TI version AI plus Max. You know what I mean? It's just like ridiculous. So the RTX 50 Super series, keep in mind MSRP don't mean jack diddly squat in 2025, and it never will for the rest of the future of internet not banning IP addresses to one item per item or per person. Your boy definitely said that incorrectly. However, they're supposedly going to be cheaper than what they are right now. Like the RTX 5080 launching at $1,000. The 5080 Super is supposed to be right on par with that. Obviously, these are all leaks, so I'm guessing that the $900 price range, not the $1,000 price range that the RTX 5080 actually was, is more of a clickbait thing than it is a factual leak. It's most likely just a guess. Hey, let me get some views on my guess of a price that I'm going to claim as a leak after I guess 500 times. I know it's pretty difficult to grasp how difficult it is to get a correct leak when you have 500 chances to leak that thing. So, but the main point of these graphics cards is they're getting memory bumps. Like the 5070 Super is going to come with 18 gigabytes. The 5070 Ti is going to come with 24 gigabytes. And then the RTX 5080 is also going to come with 24 gigabytes. And then they're probably going to end up releasing a 5090 with like 64 gigabytes and then charge like $7,000 for it. But they also have NVIDIA's new AI mini PC that comes with like 128 gigabytes of VRAM. And that's an absolute bonkers. So I'm going to go ahead and close that out because that's really all I need to say about that. This right here is just a really cool looking game. It's from former World of Warcraft lead designer showing off a new multiplayer game. It's almost like a Dark Souls Destiny. That's what it reminds me of. For those of you that are unaware, Destiny is like this open world MMORPG FPS looter shooter type of video game. It's honestly a really cool game. Destiny 2 isn't bad anymore. It's getting a lot of hate right now. I haven't played Destiny 2 in years at this point, but the original Destiny, I played the living crap out of that game. And it was a very fun game. So really, I just wanted to share this because it looks like some sort of Dark Souls Destiny freaking, I don't even know what to label that. It's like a Destiny Dark Souls, I guess top down, like a I don't know what that's good. It's top down, which I love top down games. They're super relaxing. At least for me, they're relaxing. I like them. They're fun. At least the retro ones. But either way, that's really all I need to say about this. It isn't going to be coming out anytime soon, as far as I'm concerned. Actually, let's go ahead and play this. It's because they showed it off. All right, wish list now. See? So there's no release date, and that's because it's not coming out anytime soon. So I'm going to close that out because that's literally all I need to say about that one. Just a cool looking game. This right here, AMD ended up dropping a hint that it's planning on a big GPU surprise for NVIDIA's soon. For NVIDIA soon through not fully commit. It's a rumored 9080 XT. That's a really dumb named title right there. So AMD could be making an interesting GPU, maybe CPU revelations at CES 2026. So this is a minute off here. I just wanted to cover this because of what we're going to be going over. Let's actually cover that next. We might as well. Yeah, let's put that right here. Just because so for those of you that are unaware, Intel and NVIDIA are partnering like in the GPU market. As if NVIDIA didn't already own like a million bajillion % of the market and they weren't like already on top of everything. They're now partnering with another company. Dude. And I mean, it's cool because it's going to allow Intel to stay afloat because they're really struggling right now. They really are struggling. However, that's really all I need to say about this article right here. There's not much else. I mean, if all my sources and everything are in the description, the breakdowns of everything are in the description, and you can go ahead and Google this for yourself. It's on the Tech Radar website, which that will be in the description. I can't link the sources in YouTube's description, dude, because they give creators warnings now, like people linking to websites and stuff. The reason a lot of people are sharing stuff over on Twitter now, and the reason that a lot of people are putting links in a GitHub folder is because YouTube is starting to like freaking flag channels that are putting like any link in the description of their content. And I've gone through this multiple times and I've gotten strikes for it. So I'm not willing to do that anymore, dude, because it's how I make a living. And I'm sorry if you think that you deserve a link to click and me risk everything when you're too busy to go and Google it. All right. So NVIDIA I'm sorry, dude. I had to say it. So NVIDIA is set to invest $5 billion into Intel, which, let's be real, dude, this is chump change to companies like this. But it is a lot of money for Intel right now because they are struggling. So NVIDIA is set to invest $5 billion into Intel in the blockbuster deal. Team Blue to build new x86 SoCs featuring NVIDIA's RTX GPUs on board. And NVIDIA's deal with Intel includes development of the x86 chips. They'll feature RTX graphics on board. NVIDIA announced $5 billion deal, blah, 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 blah. This is just crazy, dude, that NVIDIA is like, I mean, again, so the thing is right now, I started the intro the way I did to grab everybody's attention because the only way you can really get like traction on YouTube at this point when you're a real human competing with AI is you really have to like grab the person that's actually watching your video, or in other words, I either have to take a dump on AMD, I either have to take a dump on NVIDIA, or I have to take a dump on Intel. It's always some sort of a company. Take a dump on PlayStation, take a dump on Xbox, take a dump on Nintendo. When in all fairness, dude, I could care less who's better. I just want whatever is fun. I just want whatever is good. That's really all I care about. Okay. So like NVIDIA and Intel partnering together, this is not going to do anything to AMD because AMD, they really are, man. AMD is so far ahead in the CPU market. They have all the consoles, they have all the handhelds, they have all the whatever Ryzen AI Max 395 plus mini PCs and laptops, which I do understand those are extremely expensive right now. But with the AI market and the features that those things have, man, like AMD ain't going anywhere anytime soon. So this right here is really just going to end up keeping Intel afloat. And I think that that's a good thing because it, Intel really, they really are, dude. They're struggling right now. Like the 14th generation had a bunch of issues. The 13th generation had so the 13th generation was a good until the CPU started to end up failing, and then the Ultra was just a flop from the beginning. And I still have it, and it's honestly I don't know if it's my Z890 motherboard from Asus, dude. But there's like if I go into my Asus settings, when that whole NVMe SSD thing was happening, like every time I would shut my computer down and then boot it back up, it would like check my disk because it was like some sort of like safe or unsafe shutdown. When I literally shut down my computer, like I would shut down my computer. So I don't know if it's a Windows thing. I don't know if it's a Asus Z8. And I literally updated my BIOS today because yesterday, for some reason, I couldn't. I'll actually try it right now because I was trying to show people a Super Mario gameplay, and I thought it was my Windows Media Player being out of date. But let me try it right now to see if it actually lags because it might have been a memory thing. Either way, I updated my BIOS. Let's see if it actually works today. Yeah, there you go. It's not lagging. This is a BeastNest HD beta emulator, by the way. That's what I was trying to say the other day. But yeah, dude, I don't know. My computer was running an absolute turd bucket yesterday, and I don't know why. It's, you know? So I updated my BIOS today, and everything seems to be running fine. But I don't know, man. I checked my Asus Armory crate because I didn't want to just go and update my. I'm really getting off topic right now. Point being is it has like 76 unsafe shutdowns. I've had the computer for a few months, bro. Or I've actually had it for about a year now. Probably like 4, maybe. I want to say probably like 6 months. However long the 285K has been out since because every time a new product comes out, CPU specifically, I end up upgrading my computer, and I did end up upgrading to the 9950X 3D, but I didn't like it. And there is, just so we're clear, dude, nothing against AMD CPUs. It's the motherboards. So for those of you that are unaware, Intel supports Thunderbolt 5. AMD doesn't. As far as at least from what I'm aware of, any of the X870, does the X870 motherboard support Thunderbolt? I could be speaking wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm not. No, not all X870 support Thunderbolt. I still not all of them. As relies specific Intel controller. All right, so that's really the main reason, is because the motherboard, it's got like, I think it has 2 Thunderbolt 5 ports, and then it has like 2 other USB ports, and then the motherboard, the front panel connector has 2 USB-C. So it has a bunch of USB-C, and for everybody, well, you don't need that many USB-Cs, bro, because I have a camera, USB-C, it's plugged into my computer, webcam, USB-C plugged into my computer, USB-C microphone plugged into my computer, dude, mouse, keyboard, USB-C plugged into my computer. Like, these are all USB-C ports. And like when I have like 10 different USB-C, my capture card over there for recording like the emulation stuff, USB-C, okay? Like, it requires all of that crap. Okay? So when like Thunderbolt 5, you can get Thunderbolt 5 docks. And I'm going to move on here because I'm going way down a rabbit hole. The Thunderbolt 5 docks, you know what I mean? Like I have a really good, I have an FX30 camera. It requires a lot of power. So when I have that plugged in, my capture card plugged in, my microphone plugged in, mouse and keyboard plugged in, capture card plugged in, external SSD plugged in, you know what I mean? Like, that all requires either Thunderbolt or USB-C, dude. So, I mean, yeah. The Valve rumor mill goes overdrive as VR influencers travel to Seattle to see what was at the reveal. So this was supposedly going to be revealed at the Meta Quest event, which was funny because to be fair, I'm all about. It just made me want the glasses, Facebook glasses. I'll Google it for you. Facebook glasses, Ray-Ban. Oh, there, so he even has it. So it's these things, but the Ray-Ban. Here we go. The live event was kind of funny. Like, it wasn't, he failed a few times and it was funny. Fail. Basically, there was a guy that was trying to, all right here. There's a guy that was trying to relax. So this right here is one of them. Somebody was trying to call him and it wasn't. Dude, see? I don't know what it's been with my computer lately. It's really irritating me. This has never happened. And it's not Google Chrome being out of date. I've tried everything. I don't know what's happening. Stupid Windows. Take a middle finger in your rear end. So, yeah, there's just and then this was the funny part. It kept telling him that his food was already made. But either way, this was supposed to be announced the other day, and as far as I'm concerned, it wasn't. Valve sure seems to be on the verge, whatever. I'm really hoping for the console. And just so we're clear, I'm fully aware that they ended up trying to release a console a while back, and it didn't do very well. But they also didn't have Steam OS at that point, and they also didn't have a successful... that's irritating me being right there. They also didn't have a successful... frick you wire in my way that made me forget what I wanted to say. I forget what I wanted to say. They didn't have their Steam Deck. They didn't have the Steam OS. They didn't have all the stuff blowing up with how whatever. They didn't have, like, Steam is a really good place, man. Unfortunately, they are going to be ending. their support for like an old operating system, I think. But I think that has a lot more to do with Windows. I don't think that has to do with Steam, because Windows is just being stupid right now. They're pulling a freaking Windows. They're pulling a Windows. However, I'm excited for this. VR is, I really am. I'm excited for VR because I tested one of my buddies a few days ago, or a few weeks ago, and there's this Google Maps application, or not Google Maps, Google Earth, Google Earth application on it. And dude, it is really cool. Like I remember Google Earth like way back, man, and it was terrible. It was garbage. But like now it's like all up to date now. It's high resolution now. With the VR, you can literally go like specific places, and like you can like go revisit like where you grew up and crap. It's honestly really cool. And you can travel, or you can't like do it in real time, travel back to like 1990 or something. But you can, like, if you're like, let's say you had a movie store all like 20 years ago or something. I'm thinking when they ended up going out. But if you had like a movie store 20 years and you know where it is, and you're on Google Earth application, it you click the photo thing, and it will it says like what year you want to go to, and you click the year, and it'll show you like what it was like when you grew up at that time. It's pretty cool. So that's mostly why I'm excited for it. Plus all these other crap, the freaking AI features that we're getting and stuff. So this right here is an Xbox user interface that was shown off. I ain't gonna steal this guy's video. I don't feel like getting either copyrighted, and I also don't feel like whatever. I don't feel like being a reaction channel that claims they're just reacting to something, because that's absolute bullcrap. However, it honestly is really cool. Like this right here is a really big one. You hold like one of the buttons, and like all your application, it's kind of it's honestly it's very similar to Android, but on Xbox pretty much. That's literally the best way to. It's like a combination of the Xbox store and Android mixed together. It. Man, that was gibberish right there. Oh, I apologize that I don't talk perfectly for you there, bud. Bunch of comments. Oh, you can't. You need to learn how to speak. Fuck out of here, man. All right, so let's go ahead and move on. I'm so sorry that I can't talk perfectly like you. AMD launches a Radeon RX 7700 with 2,560 cores and 16 gigabytes of memory, which is good for AI stuff and loading actual textures inside of video games, which is awesome as well. So this right here, Resident Evil RT High, Dying Light 2 RT. Actually, oh, yo, the new Dying, didn't that just release the other day? The Dying Light game? I'm pretty sure that just released the other day. I spaced that out, actually. Red Dead Redemption 2. So this is all. I was thinking of Grand Theft Auto 6 for a minute. It's like, nope, that got delayed. What am I thinking? I've never really been big on Grand Theft Auto, honestly. Because I mean, I remember playing Vice City with my buddy on the PS2, and we were just using cheat codes and messing around in it. But that's really the last like Grand Theft Auto I liked. Unpopular opinion, I know, right? It's like Metal Gear Solid. I've never really liked that game either. Resident Evil, I've never really liked that game either. It's just not been my thing. So this right here, Steam is dropping Windows 32-bit support in 2026. So this is what I was just barely saying a second ago. I really do think that this has a lot more to do with Windows ending Windows 10 here over Steam. But again, this is kind of my point, dude, with like think about how Nintendo's like ended support for certain consoles, PlayStation's ended support for consoles, Xbox's ended support for consoles. Like there's even certain games like The Crew as an example that ended up support. I'm fully aware there are some people that like recreated their own servers for The Crew, so you can actually go back and play online in The Crew and stuff like that. But like as far as these companies go, like a lot of them just ended support for everything. So like with Steam, they haven't ended support for like anything, dude. You know, you have like games that you bought 30 years ago and you're still able to play them. You know what I mean? So yeah, moving on. Aoostar. Aoostar will let you mount a mini PC on your graphics card. This is basically just an external GPU, but it, like, as you can see, there's like a little bit more than the external GPU. There's like freaking, you got your external GPU, obviously. Then you got your power supply in order to make this more powerful. Then you got your whatever PC mount and a screen. Can you imagine just like that's so crazy, dude. Tell me that doesn't look weird. I mean, I don't know. What would you use the display for? To monitor your temperatures as you, that actually is a good idea. That's a cool idea. I never thought of that. That's so weird looking. It's really the only, I thought it was weird looking and wanted to share it. 2 Xbox games are available today on Game Pass. Frostpunk, EA Sports FC 26. When you think about how crazy business, like how good of a business model EA Sports is, bro. They're garbage games. Sorry, I'm sorry if I took a dump on your game right there, but I've never been into sports games. I never liked them. I don't even like watching sports. Could care less about sports. Don't like it. I like to play them. I like to play basketball when I was little, but I've never been big on watching them. Wobbly Life. What the frick? Holy buddy, relax. Oh, this is one of those fucking stupid Roblox type games. It's so weird. It's like what you go to Google or YouTube. But either way, Xbox games, Wobbly Life, and Frostpunk, and then there's a free 10-hour trial of EA Sports. Business model is what I was getting at. Like every single year they release a new sports game. It's literally the same thing with new players. You charge people $60. It's the best business model. Here's my regurgitated freaking, this basically a ROM hack. It's pretty much what it is. So this right here, Palworld is leaving early access in 2026 amidst the ongoing Nintendo lawsuit. I'm so happy that they're doing this, dude. It's really all I need to say about it, but the Nintendo lawsuit is just, it's so ridiculous. And it's not even a lawsuit. It's their new patent for their freaking Pokemon game. It's like what every single RPG game uses, but that's all I need to say about this one. I'm just happy that I know I opened this for a reason. I wanted to talk about it, but I'm drawing a brain fart because that's literally what I do with everything. I find things that I want to talk about, but your boy's brain is kind of like frying at this point. I'm getting pretty old and I forget a lot. NVIDIA stock alert, China ban triggers major sell-off. So this is actually crazy. China is not allowing NVIDIA to sell stuff in China right now. And I'm guessing this has something to do with Trump. Why traders should pay attention, don't care about that. Technical picture show. Meta market shock hits. And according to Vest, the semiconductor giant faced major market catalyst, central ripples, broke China, restricted companies from buying NVIDIA's advanced AI chips. Traders immediately took notice, don't care about that crap. However, this is going to really impact NVIDIA. Like China is they're such a big company. Dropped 1.24%. Again, I don't care about that. I really don't care about the stock market, whatever. That's just so crazy to me that a country is banning NVIDIA. Tell me that's not crazy. Sorry, Randy Pitchford calls Borderlands 4 pretty optimal amidst PC for performance complaints. I really hate the way your article is laid out, dude. It's irritating the living crap out of me. I don't like the way that it's like a blue color. I don't like it. That freaking over here, dude, I don't like it on the left. It's so annoying to me. So my OCD is firing. But anyways, dude, so this is actually a big issue, okay? Because for those of you that are unaware, man, like not AI features enabled, okay? Like actual gameplay performance. For Randy Pitchford to be like saying what he is doing is such a joke, dude. It's honestly, it's actually really sad because what's going to happen is because Borderlands 4, it's a AAA game, dude. So when stuff like this happens, it's just like Nintendo marking their game up to $80. Everybody is going to follow that trend. So now we're gonna all be paying $80 and we're gonna have a $40, just like they're doing right now with Donkey Kong, fucking level for $20. You go buy an entire game that you're gonna sink hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of hours into for $20. And then Nintendo releases a goddamn level for Donkey Kong for $20. It's a DLC for their game that already cost you $80. So you have an $80 games. A couple months later, you get a fucking level for $20. There's $100. You know just as well as I know. When in a couple more, oh, here's another level for you for $20. By the time the Donkey Kong game is done, it's gonna be like $400. So all the other companies are gonna continue. Oh, and they're also don't remember, we're gonna sell you the ability to play as Diddy for probably like what, $50. Here's your character for that you can now play Diddy for $50. Here you go. Oh, what about, do you want to play as, I'm forgetting his name, the Funky Kong? Oh, here's your character that you could, literally the same thing as Donkey Kong, but we're just gonna charge you $50 for it. Here you go. Play as your character in the $20 level that you just bought. Dude. All right, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm not gonna go down that road. But anyways, the Borderlands thing is a big problem because, dude, RTX, like, we're talking like $5,000 computers, man. Like an RTX 5090 is getting like 60 FPS at 1440p. Dude, it's like I have an Ultra 9 285K and an RTX 4090. I can't even play the game at 4K, like without AI crap enabled. Like that's so, dude, that's so messed up. So for him to say that it's pretty optimal amidst the PC performance, like you go to Steam, dude, every single person, like there's people with like 3080s that can't even play this game. An RTX 3080 is not old. It's a good graphics card. Like people cannot even play this game with an RTX 3080, dude. That's messed up. All right. So this right here is going back, speaking about 3080s, the EVGA. It has now officially been 3 years since EVGA left the GPU market. I'm covering this, dude, because the first computer I built had an EVGA graphics card, the GTX 1080. I know. I did eventually upgrade to the 1080 Ti, but that was so my first computer had an RTX or GTX 980. No, that's a lie. It had some sort of AMD graphics card. It was an absolute piece of crap, and I upgraded to the 9080. And that actually was not a piece of crap. Dude, it really was. It was an eBay computer. It was brand new. I mean, it might have been Builder. I know there's like a bunch of people, oh, AMD graphics, they used to be so good. It's great. Good for you. I'm glad you used to like your AMD graphics card. But I upgraded to NVIDIA's 9080. And then I built my first computer with a 1080. And I don't know how many of you are into building computers, but if you are, what was the first computer you ended up building, or have you not ever built a computer? Just bought pre-built, which is totally cool. But it's so sad, man, because it's like this is all because of NVIDIA that they don't do this anymore. It's fucked. Because they were like one of the best companies. They still sell, like, I'm pretty sure they actually have a capture card. And then they also sell power supplies still. They're getting into, actually, do they haven't, no. I don't think they did anymore. Really? Oh, dude, they did make a Z790. Oh, no way. I didn't realize. Holy moly. Those are some pricey fellas. I didn't realize they made one for the 14th generation. I know they tried it for the Z690. I didn't realize they had done it for the, so they make power supplies. Whoa, that's 5090 character. Motherboards. Oh, maybe I'm only thinking, oh, what, they wouldn't be selling them anymore. Capture devices, what I'm thinking. Oh, I didn't realize they had, let's see what keyboards they have. I didn't realize they made keyboards, gaming mice. I knew about the mice. I didn't realize this one either. That's kind of cool looking. I actually think those are kind of cool. What else is here? Cables. Oh, what the heck? I didn't even know that was a thing. That's kind of cool. You can like add on USBs. That's cool. I didn't even know that was a thing. All right, so let's move on. I don't know why I went down that rabbit hole there. So Steam OS support is being explored on the Lenovo Legion Go 2. This thing is actually going to be awesome, dude. It's super expensive right now, and I understand that everybody's complaining about how much it is. I'm pretty sure it's going to be like $1,300 from what I'm aware of. But it's so it has the new AMD CPU, and it's fucking, that thing is so right here, which is that, nah, hold on, that doesn't make sense. That's not price. $1,000. Okay, I was gonna say last time it was $1,300. Yeah, $1,300. So it starts at $1,050, and then $1,300 if you actually want one that's going to not be a piece of crap in 1 year from now. So let's be real, dude. That's what the cheap option is. 1 year from now, you're gonna need to upgrade to something else. But this is cool. Again, Steam OS, man. This is why Steam needs to release a console, because we have not only the Steam Deck, not only like all these other things, dude, and Steam OS being available and all these handhelds supporting them. You know what I mean? Like, I would love a Steam console. I think that that would be cool. I really do. And even though people will say, well, just use your PC, dude, like build a little tiny PC. You could do that. You probably could. But think about building a PC versus a Steam console inside of a store competing with Nintendo, PlayStation, Xbox, which I don't even think Xbox is going to be competing with them anymore. Let's be honest. I mean, from what we're seeing, Xbox is going into the, I don't even know what to consider what Xbox is doing now. They're basically, they're like partnering with Lenovo, they're partnering with Asus, they're partnering with like all these like other, like the other game developers or game console makers. And they're basically moving into the SaaS, where like they're going to try to bring Game Pass to PlayStation as an example. And they're going to try to partner with Lenovo to make an Xbox handheld like they are doing with Asus and all that kind of stuff. Like from what we're seeing, the next generation Xbox console is going to be their last console. Like it's going to be a PC. Like it's legitimately going to be a PC that's upgradable and won't even be a console. Like it's going to be the last thing they make. So just having that Steam console sitting next to a PlayStation so that Sony can't keep bending everybody over, and the same thing with Nintendo, so they can't keep bending everybody over, because let's be honest, Nintendo and Sony are just kind of riding each other right now. They're just like, they're giving it to one another and just screwing everybody else. They're basically the NVIDIA of cons. But the thing is at least NVIDIA has like AMD to compete. Like NVIDIA, like seriously, Nintendo and PlayStation are kind of just like riding each other. Brothers like, well, let's make as much money from it. Clearly, like we can charge like $800 for our console and people will still buy it. Oh, Nintendo, let's charge you $80 for our Donkey Kong game. A month later, sell you a $20 level plus our $50 skin of a character that does the exact same thing as the main character. It's literally what Nintendo's doing. Oh, but that's not enough. Let's also sue everybody that likes Nintendo, that wants to make cool things of us. Oh, here's this basketball that looks like a Pokemon. Oh, file, you can't have a basketball that looks like a Pokeball because we own that Pokeball visual. Let's also patent what every single RPG game does on the planet that exists. We're gonna patent that. You can't make an RPG game anymore. If you want to play an RPG game, you have to play our Nintendo game. So, dude, Nintendo, it really are. And it's sad because their games are so fun. Because they are. I don't care what anybody says, dude. Their games are very. The only way that I can think to explain Nintendo games, dude, is they're like a trippy game or a trippy dream. They're all like that. Like think about Mario. Just think about what Mario is. A plumber that rides a dinosaur who eats stuff, can spit fireballs, flies after grabbing a feather that floats in the air after you jump on an enemy, with turtles flying in the air. Does that not sound like the most messed up dream you've ever had? And then like, dude, so that's why I really do miss the way like games in the 90s were. Like they were so like weird. They were so like awkward. Like that's the only way to explain what the games in the 90s were. Like think like Earthworm Jim. Think about that. Some like worm astronaut that like travels planets in dumps, jumping on tires as he flings cows into the air. Dude, please, can you not say? Do you see how like weird and awkward like games used? And they were simple. They weren't like so like games now. They're basically okay. We need to make the biggest game with the most amount of stuff to do, with the most amount of loot, with the most difficult bosses, with the most amount of gameplay time, with this and that, and we just need to make the most biggest game ever. Like that's like what companies do now. Whereas like back like when the Super Nintendo and the Genesis were going, like that's not what companies were doing. They were like, oh, let's make the most like twisted, weird, awkward, trippy, dreamlike game that we can like possibly think of. That's what Earthworm Jim is a really good example too. Like not even just Mario, you know? Or like, yeah, dude, I'm gonna go ahead and continue down here. Latest FSR source code leak lets you run AMD's AI upscaling tech on nearly any GPU, no Linux required. So I haven't tried this other than the Nintendo Switch emulators. And that's really why I'm covering this, dude, is because this actually works really good with the Nintendo Switch emulators. I don't think it's FSR4. This is really, I think it's just FSR that the Nintendo Switch emulator uses. But it works so much better than bilinear upscaling, linear upscaling. I think the other one's Gaussian upscaling. Yeah. So, anyways, it works really good. Because I was actually the Kinhang 12 terabyte drive. I was running into I updated RetroBat. That's what the issue was. But I was every time I would load up a Nintendo Switch game from the RetroBat, it would go back to the 720p to 1080p dock or 720p docked and then or handheld and then 1080p. What I don't know why I can't think of a way to say. Basically, what I'm saying is the Nintendo Switch emulator, it has two modes. It has an like handheld mode and then the docked mode. And so you can upscale that because it's really what the purpose of emulation is. You can upscale it. But it would never save. Like I would go into the emulator, I would click it, and it would be the 4K, 6K, like it's 4K and 6K or 4K and 8K. I don't really remember which one is which one, but it kept like lowering it back down to 720p and 1080p. It was irritating the crap out of me. But when it was doing that, I'm just like, screw it, dude. I don't care. I don't know what's happening. So I went into the emulator and I swapped it from, I think the default was like Gaussian or something. And I selected FSR. And because I was playing on the TV back there, it would sharpen it. I mean, it didn't look like true 4K, but it was enough to where it didn't look like potato 1080p. I don't care and if you have a 1080p monitor, then 1080p is fine. But I don't understand why companies haven't done this. Like retro games are a really good example. Like a 240p retro game on a 4K monitor looks like absolute trash. Whereas if you play that game on a 1080p monitor, it doesn't actually look that bad. Or, you know what I mean? So if you have a 4K monitor in front of you, go watch a YouTube video in 1080p. It looks terrible. And then if you have a 1080p monitor or a 720p monitor, if you play that 1080p or 720p monitor or video on a 720p or a 10, it doesn't look bad at all. But it's the way that like it scales with the pixels. It looks like garbage. But anyways, the FSR, like it kind of like, I don't know, it applies to whatever monitor you're using and it works really good. So this right here, Halo the Master Chief Collection gets a surprise update on Xbox and PC. It's really all I need to say about this one. I just wanted to share that. Um, across all focus mainly on the Xbox Store PC fix. So just go and update that. So this right here, there's the Logitech Pro X2 Super Strike Opters. Can't read it. Offers haptic based clicks and rapid trigger. I just wanted to share this because I know this is a super popular mouse for people, and there's a new one out there. But that really is literally all I need to say about this one. I know absolutely nothing about mice. I just know that the Logitech mice are very popular for people, and it does look clean as well. So yeah, go on Amazon, search that if you want to. So this right here, Corsair faces a $5.5 million payout to customers over gaming RAM lawsuit. This is really stupid. Look, man. Okay. So basically what this is when you buy a package of RAM, like literally every single company does this, okay? Or well, not the exact same way, but like their box would show the XMP speed, which I guess it's kind of like whatever. I mean, I guess technically they did like mess up, but a $5.5 million payout, dude. Listen, dude. Like, I don't understand, like, people can literally sue anyone for anything. I genuinely mean that. Like literally anything. And it's just like you can find the smallest, dumbest thing and like just sue. It just doesn't matter. Like the lady spilling coffee, the people like getting sick from eating a donut. I'm just like, or not getting sick from eating a donut, but gaining weight from eating too many fucking donuts. It's so this things people sue companies for is so dumb. Like slipping on ice at a store and freaking falling, or walking through the store and slipping on the floor. Like I don't how and listen, man, I get it. Okay, ice. It should be taken care of 100%. But is it not common sense? Human. I have a brain like in my skull, right? It's not the most functional brain, but if I'm walking in the middle of winter and there's ice on the ground, I think my brain works. It says ice, go around it. That's how my brain operates. Or if I'm walking through the store and I see a puddle on the floor, my brain kicks into function and it says walk around it. Or I go to Dunkin' Donuts and buy a donut, my brain says you should probably not eat 50 donuts every single day, get fat, and then sue Dunkin' Donuts for eating too many fucking donuts for getting fat. Or buying a coffee from McDonald's. Hey, thanks for giving. Oh, hey, this coffee's pretty hot. I'm holding it in my hand. This coffee's pretty hot. It's a little bit hotter than the typical coffee. I should probably ask the person that just handed me this coffee as I drive 5 miles down the road before it spills on my lap, as I, the person driving the fucking car, hits a bump and it spills on me. I should have just asked the person, hey, my coffee's kind of hot. I can feel it. I probably shouldn't be driving around with a coffee that I'm not drinking as I sit. I'm going to continue. But the point being here is the RAM speeds on the box didn't say up to the speed or XMP. It just said what the XMP is. So people are looking at it, using it for like 7 years, not giving a subsingular fuck. And then all of a sudden somebody points out, oh, hey, the box doesn't say up to or XMP. So now you're going to get sued because you didn't let me know that I need to go into my BIOS and click that. Let's move on. It's just a stupid freaking whatever. It's a stupid lawsuit. $5 million ain't nothing to them anyway, but it's just a stupid thing. This right here is really cool. Roku's first TV projector gives you a 150-inch screen for less than $200. And the Roku TV Smart Projector D1R Cube offers 1080p HD 330 ANSI lumens and dual 5W speakers, plus support for other Roku speakers. I know it's 1080p. That's going to look like absolute rear end on a 150-inch screen. That'll look terrible, but I think that's kind of cool, right? Like Roku's getting into projectors. I think projectors are cool. I don't. It's a company that for some reason, dude, I get emails from companies wanting me to promote their projectors all the time. But the thing is like I don't take them. I don't accept them because dude, it honestly is irritating because like if you don't take sponsor, like people don't realize like how many emails creators get. Like because YouTube has their like thing on their website where you can like you put your email and whatever. And then when you start working with other companies, they start like releasing your name to other companies. And the problem is like if you don't take a sponsor, like nobody ever notices. They don't care. But if you take the sponsor, they suddenly care, which is in all on it's kind of why I started the business, why I started the PC business, and I stopped doing the like affiliate marketing and the sponsors and brand deals route. Was one because it was more in my control, and two is because when I'm watching somebody and I can tell that they have their own product and they're running their own business, I want to support them because they're not just getting some random emails from some random company for a random product that they have never used and they're going to promote it to you. I mean, I've put the PC business on hold right now. It was just becoming too much. And to be completely honest, dude, I really enjoy making videos far more. I love making content. I like when I was running that PC business, dude, one, it was exhausting and it was very lonely because all I was doing was building the computers, making videos on for Amazon on the product so I can upload the videos to Amazon, sell the computer, dealing with people on fucking marketplaces and yeah. So point being, dude, is pretty much all that was it was a business. It was doing something in order to make tons of money. Whereas while I do make money from YouTube, it's like nothing. But the thing is like I mean I don't really have to work anymore, dude. I'm kind of set for life, so that's kind of why I've just been focusing on videos and just focusing on the YouTube channels is because it really the community aspect of YouTube is really what's driven me this entire time. Like I've been doing YouTube for about 11 years now. And well, I mean, my first channel is about 11 years old now. My PC channel is about like I want to say like maybe 3 years, maybe 2 or 3 years now. The nostalgia channel I just started. The diary channel is also pretty old. That's like 5 years old now. The animation channel I ended up selling. The AI news channel I ended up selling because I just, in all fairness, I do kind of miss the animation channel. But the reason I sold the AI news channel and the animation channel is because of YouTube, man. Like as somebody that was literally covering AI, I could see what was happening. Like you could go to AI, prompt me this cartoon, poof, there it is. And then like all these other fucking, you know what I mean? So everybody's just kind of like, they all hopped on that train. And if it's not obvious, man, how many creators do you know that are like me? How many creators do you know edit videos like me? How many creators do you know have a video style like me? How many creators do you know can just fucking talk to a camera alone and without any other person for an hour long every single day? Dude, so like and the reason I'm able to do that is because I'm just sharing stuff that I like. And because I'm just being myself. Like I'm not going to AI to have it write me a script. I'm not going to use 11 Lab to clone my voice and prompt you a freaking written video. I'm not using CapCut to generate a video, a full-blown video for me, audio to video. You know what I mean? I'm not using YouTube's, they just barely released an update, which is absolutely absurd. And I'm already annoyed with AI on YouTube, man. But what they're doing right now is just like next level WTF. Like after all these years of companies trying to compete with YouTube, I genuinely feel like the clone of YouTube basically bans AI. And I'm not talking about like a pathetic, oh, let me ban your channel, and then 1 hour later you just create a new channel with a new email. No, I'm talking about like what Amazon does for the influencers on Amazon, like faking the content they upload to the products on Amazon. Like what Amazon does, they literally ban your IP address. They literally ban your social security number. They ban your tax ID. Like they like if you abuse Amazon's, like you're gone. Like there's like no like 3 strikes you're out. There's like if you mess up, goodbye. And I really feel like that's how YouTube should be. And just so we're clear, I'm not talking about false claims and false copyright strikes and copyright stuff. That's not what I'm talking about. But abusing, like, you can get my point where I'm going with AI stuff. You know what I mean? Because it's irritating the living crap out of me, which is why I'm making the videos the way I make them now, because these are style videos that I would want to see myself personally. And yeah, that's why I'm doing this. So either way, Epic Game Store has 2 free games. What are they right now? I'm trying to find them. Epic Game free games right now. Project Winter and Samorast. Oh, nice. I didn't even realize those. So here we go. So you got Project Winter and then this game, which I'm just going to open up my application and go grab those. So Project Winter is like no idea. What the frig, dude? You see what I'm talking? I feel like, dude, I have a virus or something, or I'm being spied on. My fucking computer's like, it's so irritating the past couple weeks, dude. It really is super irritating. I don't know what's happening to it. It really is. It has to be some sort of Windows update. So this is like a kind of like a old school, whatever, survival type game. All right, so I'm gonna grab that one. So it's like a weird looking game. One of the clay ones. Every time I see the clay figures, it reminds me of the brain fart moment, the show there. Wallace and Gromit, or Wallace and whatever, the guy and the dog, Wallace and something, I forget it. So this is like some like Grim Fandango Mario Galaxy hybrid. That actually looks like my vibe. That looks kind of funny. The character looks like weird. There's actually a Ren and Stimpy game on the Sega Genesis that's fun. It's really fun, actually. It's the only one on the Sega Genesis. It's a Ren and Stimpy game. So if you look up the Ren and Stimpy Sega Genesis, it's like Stimpy's Revenge or Stimpy's Time Warp or something like that. So this right here, AMD ends up raising their AI chip price, and they're confident that it can compete with NVIDIA. I should have put this towards the beginning when we were going over all that stuff. But this is what I was saying. Like AMD, they're not like in any that. So yeah, I already talked about that for a long time, so I'm not going to repeat myself. And then this right here, AMD EPYC 4005 series Zen 5 CPUs launched for edge market with 7-year longevity AM5 support. It really is crazy how long they do that. The only problem with like with them supporting stuff like this for so long is like the way that these are designed. Again, like the Thunderbolt 5 thing that I mentioned with Intel, that's really the only reason I have a 285K and not the 9950X. It's literally the only reason is the amount of USB-C and Thunderbolt 5 ports that the motherboards from Intel have. But either way, the AM5, or wait, hold on one second. Zen 5 series. Dude, the amount of like name changes, there's so many of them. This is the new CPUs, right? And then the AM5 is their example that they're talking about. However, Zen 5 is going to be supported for a really long time because the AI stuff that they already have going is crazy. So this right here, undervolting my CPU was one of the best system upgrades that I've ever made. So the reason I'm sharing this is because I wanted to ask those of you that have a dedicated computer if you have ever done this. I've done this with a laptop before so that it runs cooler, but I've never done this with a PC. And I don't know if this would actually benefit like a computer like mine, even though it has whatever 10 fans and the 360 millimeter AIO on it. Like, I don't, would that actually benefit somebody with that already has a computer that's really cool? And that's really all I wanted to I just wanted to ask you if you've ever tried doing this. Literally the only reason I have that open. So this right here, from liability to dream come true, a Redditor who ended up investing 36 grand in NVIDIA 8 years ago sells the entire position after reaching $1 million in profit. It really is crazy, dude, how significant of a jump like NVIDIA's like stock has made. Like, there's so many people that became millionaires. I'm not into the stock market, dude. I mean, I've invested a couple of times. I don't do it anymore. Just because I just whatever. I invest into the simple things, but when you start day trading, it's more like I don't want to say gambling, but it's like I mean, it is like gambling, but it's like a video game. Like, it's addicting, I guess. I guess that's technically I don't know how to explain it, but it's very time consuming. Like, you have to like search up the news, you have to search up all kinds of stuff, which, to be honest, with me doing what I do in the gaming space, I should just invest into gaming companies and hardware companies with the content that I make. However, I don't do it anymore because I have a high yield savings account that I dumped all my money into, and it's guaranteed returns. So I mean, the amount of money that I have in that account, I literally live off the interest that they pay me. It's, and unless the high yield savings accounts go away and they drop before 3.5%, because so when I initially started that, it was Capital One's high yield savings accounts. It was 4.5%. And I literally just put all my money in there. And I've just been living off the interest. It's literally, well, then YouTube as well. And then the Amazon, because it's so passive, YouTube and Amazon. But as far as like the PC business and all the money that I made from the PC business, I put that in a savings account. And it's really why I just build computers I want to build now. And I help my friends and I upgrade my friends' stuff when I want to. And yeah, whatever. I don't know why I went down that little rabbit hole there, but I just think that this is cool. There's so many people that did end up benefiting from this, and I thought it was interesting, and I wanted to share it with you. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about all this stuff, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Goodbye.